So we'll start seated on our mat, legs are crossed. And let's just close down the eyes and just center ourselves before we start to practice today. Taking a big breath in and releasing out through the mouth. Just take a moment to let all your thoughts go and just focus on the present moment. And just focus on what we're about to do. We're going to work into the legs. We're going to have a nice stretch through the legs. So hopefully you're ready for it. Let's inhale, take a big breath, lift our arms up. And then exhale, drop the right hand down, reach the left hand over. And inhale to center. And exhale, left side. Inhale to center. And exhale, right side. Inhale, center. And exhale, left side. Inhale, come to center. We'll do a couple of twists. Left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale to lift up tall, and then exhale to look over your right shoulder. Inhale, come to center, and then exhale, right hand to left knee, and left hand behind you. Lift up tall, and twist. Inhale to center, and then exhale, reach your hands forwards and come forward fold, just stretching out through the back. And then walk yourself back up to neutral. Let's make our way onto all fours. So leaning forwards, place the hands down, knees back into our tabletop position. And we'll go through some cat-cow. So inhale to drop the belly and look up. And then exhale to push the ground away, round through the back, tuck chin to chest. And inhale to drop. And exhale to push. 2 more. Inhale, drop. And exhale, push. Last one. Inhale, drop. And exhale, push. Come to a neutral spine. Now look over your left shoulder and let your hips drop a little bit over towards the right. And let's swap sides, looking over the right shoulder, hips drop towards the left. Let's go 1 more each side. And then coming to center and just walking out the arms. Stretching through the wrist. Maybe turning one hand down. Before making a neutral, still position. Bring your right foot to the outside edge of your right hand and shuffle your left knee back a little bit. Drop your hips down so you're in a lizard pose or a low lunge pose. Now I want you to go through some cat-cow here, so pushing the ground away round through your back, and then drop the belly, arching through the back, looking up. Push and round, and then arch. 1 more, push, and then arch. And then from here, we're going to straighten up through our right leg and push our hips back into our half split. Let's inhale to bend through the right knee, come forwards. And then exhale to straighten and push back. Inhale forwards. And exhale back. Last one, inhale forwards and exhale back. So inhale forwards and then step your right leg back behind you into your tabletop. Let's bring our left leg forwards on the outside edge of our hand, drop our hips down. We'll go through some cat-cow here. So pushing the ground away, rounding through your back, and then inhale to drop through the belly and look up. And push away, exhale, and inhale, drop. Let's go 2 more. Push and drop. And push and drop. And now from here, pushing back, straightening through the left leg, half split. And then inhale to bend. Exhale to push. And inhale to bend. Exhale to push. Inhale to bend. We'll do one last one. Exhale to push. Hold for a second. And then bend, stepping the leg back into our tabletop position. We'll make our way into our downward dog. So tucking through the toes, let's hover the knees first, an inch off the ground and hold. And then push back into your downward facing dog. Making sure you're really trying to flower your bum up to the sky. So we're trying to get that arch in the lower back. And you're trying to push one heel down at a time. So dropping one leg and bending through the other knee. And then drop the other and bend through the knee. I'm really trying to push the ground away, create space between your shoulders. And then when you can, see if you can get both heels down and that little arch in the lower back. Get a nice long downward facing dog. Step forwards to the front of the mat and exhale, forward fold. Let's slowly roll up to stand to make our way into our starting position. We'll go through some sun salutations now. Inhale, rise the arms. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back and lower the knees and the chest and the chin to the ground. Optional cobra here, or you can go into your downward facing dog because I can't lay on my stomach, so your choice of cobra. Let's step our right foot in between our hands, lower our left knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Let's exhale, half split. Inhale, bend. And then exhale, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Let's step our left foot in between our hands, drop our right knee down. Inhale, rise the arms. And exhale, half split. Inhale, bend, rise the arms. And exhale, half split. Inhale, rise. And exhale, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Rise up onto the toes, look forward, step to the front of the mat. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up to stand. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, rise the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, optional knees, chest, chin. You can go into cobra or just push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, reach your arms up, high lunge. Reach your hands either side of your foot, step back, downward facing dog. Step left foot forwards in between your hands. Inhale, reach your hands up, high lunge. And exhale, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Rise onto your toes. Inhale, step to the front of the mat. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up to stand. And exhale, hands to heart. We're going to do 2 more sun salutations, but we're going to do the full sun salutation B this time. So inhale, sweep your hands, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, and optional knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into up dog or cobra, and push back for downward facing dog. Step your right foot in between your hands, left foot 45, reach your hands up, inhale, and then exhale, reach your hands down, downward facing dog. Rotate your right foot 45, step your left foot forwards. Inhale, reach your hands up. And then exhale, forward fold, downward facing dog. Rise up onto your toes, look forward, step to the front of the mat. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, inhale. And exhale, hands to heart. I'm going to do 1 more round. Hopefully you're feeling warm by now. I definitely am. Inhale, sweep the hands, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, choice of flow. Or meet in downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, left foot 45. Inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Rotate your right foot 45, step left foot forward. Inhale, reach your hands up. And then exhale, forward fold, downward facing dog. Roll forwards into high plank. We'll go for 1 more flow here. And push back, downward facing dog. Walk to the front of the mat. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Sweep your hands against the floor, chair pose. And then exhale to stand. All right, grab yourself a drink. We're going to get started on our flow. My phone's getting very hot in the sun right here, so what I might do is lower this down so it's not getting so much sun. There we go. Okay. The first thing we're going to do, if you have some blocks, grab your blocks. If not, you can use something like a Tupperware container or something. I'm just trying to look what I have in here. I'm going to use Mila's water bowl as my container. So if you have a block or 2, put them in front of you. We're just going to do some hamstring stretches first before we get started. So reaching down and have your block on the highest block, or if you're quite flexible, on the medium. And what I want you to do is go through some cat-cow almost. So you're arching through your back, looking up, and then you're rounding through your back. Then you're arching through your back, and then you're rounding through your back. Okay, so go through about 5 cat-cows. in your own time. Remember to breathe. So inhale as you arch and exhale as you bend. If you can't do this on the block, you can use a couch if your flexibility isn't quite there yet. So a couch is fine, a chair is fine. And arch. And once you've done 5 at that level, see if you can do 5 more, maybe at a level lower than that. So if you could do that level, lower the block 1 more down, or reach for the ground like me, and then you can arch and look up, and then round and tuck, and arch and look up, and round and tuck. Your feet are about hip width apart or slightly wider. The wider you go, you'll work into different areas of the hamstring. And work. This is one of my favorite stretches at the moment for your hamstrings, and it strengthens your lower back. Okay, after you've done 5 of those, let's plant the hands, let's step back into our downward facing dog. So hopefully your hamstrings are feeling a little bit more flexy right now. Maybe you can get your heels closer to the ground than what they were before. Okay, let's inhale, lift our right leg up to the sky. Keep your hips facing down towards the ground. Okay, maybe you need to come a little bit onto your toes. Otherwise, try and keep your heel down as much as possible. You'll feel a nice big stretch in the hamstring. Bring your right leg to the outside edge of your right hand. And let's lower down through the left knee, coming down into our lizard pose. So just like we did in the warm-up, really stretching out through the chest, so it's like you're trying to slide your chest forwards. So we're going to do quite a lot of lizard pose today. I'm going to do cow pose, which is a weird name for a pose. And I'm going to do, lots of leg stretchy things. All right, from here, straightening up through your right leg. And again, try and get that arching of the back like we were doing before, so that flowering of the bum. And then from here, bending through your right leg. Let's now bring the right leg behind and tuck it over the top of your other leg. Okay, from here, just push back slightly, so you're like in a child's pose, but with your legs crossed. It's quite a tricky one. And then untuck the toes, push back into our downward facing dog. Let's bring our left heel to the sky. Our hips are facing down to the ground. Remember, trying to get our right heel down, pushing the ground away from us. You can feel a big stretch in the right hamstring. And then from here, bringing the left leg to the outside edge of our left hand, dropping down through our right knee. Okay, so our flow is starting very short today. It will get slightly longer with a lot more poses, but for now, we're just working slowly into these legs, because it's going to be a nice stretch of the legs this morning. Remember to have your blocks nearby if you need them. All right, straightening up through your left leg into our half split. Again, really trying to straighten up through that back, going through maybe some cat-cows to try and get those hamstrings. Let's bend through our left leg, and then bring our left leg behind and cross it over our other knee, or other leg, and pushing back into our child's pose. You might not feel much now, but when we go into the full pose, you will feel it. So this is just a little warm up into this pose. And remember, this is always an option that you can do instead of the pose later on. All right, untucking the toes and let's push back into our downward facing dog. Let's inhale, lift our right leg up to the sky. And now open up through the hip and bend through the knee. So you're getting a really big stretch and open through the side of the leg or the inside of the leg. Really squeeze your bum to get your leg higher. Maybe try and get your heel closer to your bum. And then from here, bring your knee in and cross your leg over your, so cross your right leg over your left leg. Now let's rotate and bend. So we're coming down into this stretch here. So you're feeling stretch through the right glute. You can reach your left hand behind your back for a little bit of a arm stretch here. Keep your head lifted, try not to tuck under. So open up through the chest, stick your chest out and stretch through the glute. Releasing the hand, rotating back down to the ground, and step your foot to the outside edge of your right hand. All right, from here, let's keep our left knee lifted for now, and let's rotate our right foot on a 90-degree angle and come into this stretch here. So reaching your right hand back, we've rotated to the outside edge of our left foot as well. We're getting a big stretch through the glute and the side body. My hips are lifted off the ground. Now, rotating back to center. Let's bring our left knee to the ground. Let's cross our right leg over the back of our left leg. All right, again, you can just go for this push, or if you're feeling it, you can walk all the way back and come into your really, really cross-legged position here. Okay, so making sure your knees are almost stacked right on top of each other. And just reach your hands down, or you can stretch through your shoulder here. So tricep stretch, bringing your arm behind your back, and then using your right hand to stretch over the back. Try and get both butt cheeks to the ground if possible. So I know it's nice and easy to lean off to the right side, which I was doing just before, but try and get your butt cheeks to the ground and sitting up nice and straight. Release the hands. Now we're going to have to walk forward, so you might need to use your right hand behind you. Otherwise, reach forwards onto your hands. And then let's untuck the toes into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. And then open out on your exhale, bending through the leg. So really try and squeeze your glute, get a nice big stretch through the hamstring. Open up as much as possible. Now from here, bringing your knee in and crossing your left leg over your right, above the knee. So making sure your leg is touching your thigh. And then onto your left hand, you're rotating around into your stretch. Option to reach your right hand behind your back. Your left butt cheek is on the ground. You're opening up through the chest, so really try and stick your chest out. Release the right hand down and rotate, stepping your left leg to the outside edge of your left hand. Keep your right knee lifted. Rotate your left foot on a 45. Bring your right foot to the side and reach your left hand behind. This is quite an intense one, so if you want this leg to go back a little bit, that's fine. Rotate your hand back to center. Place your right knee on the ground and step your left leg, crossing that knee over the back. Option to stay in your child's pose version or pushing all the way back, getting both butt cheeks on the ground. Okay. Also try and make sure your shins are in a straight line in front of you. Option to stretch through your right shoulder this time. And then releasing through the hands, making your way forwards again, maybe with a little bit of momentum. And then untuck through the toes and push back into your downward facing dog. Let's take a little rest here. So coming down onto your knees, reaching your hands forwards into child's pose. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. And we'll get started again. Just gonna check on how we're going. Okay, great. All right, we're gonna go through quite a few rounds. So hopefully our legs start to feel really nice and flexible by the end. Maybe we can do the splits by the end. Let's hope. All right, bring our hands forwards, tuck your toes, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg to the sky, hips are facing down. And then exhale to open up through the hip, bend through the leg. Bringing your right knee in towards your chest, cross your legs over. Let's push back just in this position first. So our legs are in like a crossed figure 4 position. And then from here, we'll rotate around into our stretch, down to the ground. Really try to open up through your chest. From here, you can unhook your leg, extend it out, and then push up for your fallen triangle. So this is a nice, gentle way to get into fallen triangle. And then circle the left hand back down to the ground, step our right foot on the outside edge of our right hand. Let's drop our knee this time and come down into lizard pose. If you feel comfortable, you can make your way down onto your elbows. Really try and open up through your chest so we're not rounding too much. We want to try and squeeze our shoulders together, almost like you're trying to drag yourself forwards in this position. It's okay if your foot turns a little bit on a diagonal. That's totally fine. And I'm going to need to sneeze. That was like 2 in 1. Okay. And place your hands back down onto the ground. Let's push back for our half split. This time flexing through your foot, so it's a little bit more intense. You might need to wiggle the foot a little bit further forwards. Maybe have your hands on blocks and then going through your cat-cows in this position. Maybe wiggle your hips from side to side, or maybe wiggle your foot from side to side. And then from here, bringing the leg around the back for that crossover and sitting back into your cow pose. So this is cow pose. Making sure both butt cheeks are on the ground. If it's too much to have your knees stacked on top of each other, you can go into more of a fire log pose. So legs are a little bit more like a cross leg, but your right ankle is on top of your left knee on top of right ankle. Your shins are parallel, otherwise you're in full knee on top of knee position. Bring your right hand up, stretch behind your back, and if you can reach with your left hand behind your back, then you can do this. This is your full cow pose. It's called Gomukhasana. I feel like I have really bad hay fever today. My nose is really stuffy. Make sure your head is lifted. And release the hands. Reaching forwards, make your way into your tabletop position, and then untuck into your downward facing dog. Let's go left side. Bring your left leg up to the sky. Inhale. And then exhale to open up through the hip, bend through the leg. Bringing your knee in towards your chest and crossing over your thigh. Let's just push back in a downward facing dog with a figure four legs. Before rotating all the way around into our stretch. Reaching your right hand behind your back. And then bringing your left leg out in front of you, pushing up into your fallen triangle. And then reach your hand down. Let's step our left foot on the outside edge of our left hand. Right knee comes down to the ground, making our way into our full lizard if you can. So yes, we're getting all into the legs today. Not a little bit in the triceps and arms, but mainly leg stretching today. All right, pushing up onto your hands, we're going to make our way into our half split. So I'm flexing through the foot, so maybe slide your heel a little bit further forwards. Hands are on blocks or on the floor if possible, and then arching through your back. And then swinging your left leg all the way around the back, crossing those legs, and we'll push back into our cow pose. I'm getting further and further away from the center here. Bringing our left hand over the top, and if you can bring your right hand under to reach for your fingers, then you can do so, making sure your head is staying upright. Try not to lean your elbow against your head if possible. Try and open it out a little bit more. Releasing the hands, bring the hands forwards, and then untuck the toes into your downward facing dog. Let's go again. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale to open up through the hip, bend through the leg. Option to flip your dog here, so placing your right foot to the ground, reaching your right hand over the top. Push those hips up towards the ground. Up towards the roof, sorry. Rotate all the way over. Let's cross our legs into figure four and push back downward facing dog. Figure four legs. And then rotate over into the stretch. Now, try and hover your hips off the ground here, so not resting on the ground. A little bit more push through the legs. A little bit more fire. Keeping the chest lifted. Open up through your shoulders. Your right index finger should be pointing directly forwards. Now from here, extending the leg and pushing out into your fallen triangle. Place your left hand to the ground, right foot steps to the outside edge of your right hand. Left knee comes down to the ground. Let's lower down onto the elbows if possible. Now, if you want to come back up to your hands, you can. Otherwise, you're rotating your left hand on a 90-degree angle, so you're touching your other elbow. And then you're reaching your right hand behind you, just for a little bit of a twist. If you feel up for it, you can reach for your foot, but make sure your hips stay low. So keep your hands on your lower back so your leg can bend, but your hips don't move, and you reach for your foot. Release the hand to the ground. Hands down, and let's push back into our half split position. Flex through the foot. Option to bring that foot a little bit further forwards if you want to go into maybe a full split. It's a little bit off to the side because it's in pigeon, so might feel a little bit easier than a full split. Making sure your chest is lifted nice and high. Pushing through your hands, slide back straight into your cow pose. Pushing all the way back into our seat. Bringing your right hand over, left hand under for your shoulder stretch. Remember, both butt cheeks to the ground, legs are in a straight line, parallel to the front of the mat. Release the hands, reaching forwards, and then untuck the toes, downward facing dog. Left side, bring your left leg up to the sky, and then exhale to open up through the hip, bend through the leg. Option to flip your dog if you did so before. Make sure both sides are even, so try and only do what you did last time on this side. Reaching your left hand to the ground, figure four of the legs, push back, downward facing dog. And then rotate over into our stretch, keeping that butt lifted. Extend your left leg out, push up into your fallen triangle. I don't know when it paused, but I'm still going. I'm in my lizard pose now. Hopefully we're here as well. If you came down onto your elbows, come down. And then if you want to come back up to your hands, that's fine. Otherwise, rotating your right hand on a 90-degree angle, reaching your left hand behind you. Remember, don't move your hips any higher than they are. You can reach for your foot. Otherwise, just reaching back behind you is fine. Said low power mode. I hope there's enough power to run the class. I might have to plug it in. Perfect. Plug it in after this. All right, reaching your hands down to the ground. Let's make our way into our half split. Flex leg, flex foot. And then option to take it into full split if you did so on the other side. Keeping your chest up nice and high. Pushing back behind you, cross your left leg over your right leg, and let's push back into our cow pose. I feel like I get further and further back each time. Reaching your left hand over the top and right hand under for your stretch. Release your hands, reach your hands forwards, and then untuck your toes to your downward facing dog. Make your way into child's pose. We're doing one last round, but I'm just going to plug this in. So grab yourself some water if you need. Make sure we don't lose battery throughout this. Okay, we're charging. All right. So we're gonna go through one last round and then we're done. All right, so let's make the most of it. Make your way into your downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up to the sky, inhale. And exhale to open up through the hip, bend through the leg. Flip your dog if you did so before. We're reaching all the way over. Bring your right hand to the ground. Figure four of the legs, push back downward facing dog. And then rotating into our stretch. Hand over the shoulder. Extend your leg out straight, fallen triangle. And then bring your left hand down, step the right foot outside edge of your right hand. Knee down, elbow down, and reach your right hand behind you. Keep your hand on your lower back to bend through your leg, and then reach for your leg, bringing it close. Release the leg, hands down to the ground. Push up through your chest. Straighten up through your left leg, and option to slide into your split straight away. Really try and open up through the chest. Sit up nice and tall. Flex through your foot if you can. And then pushing through your hands, let's push back, cross through the legs, and let's make our way into our cow pose. Right hand over the top, left hand underneath, and stretch through the shoulders, making sure your hips are down onto the ground. Both butt cheeks are on the ground. Release the hands, reach forwards. Now from here we're going to go into our flip dog. So rotating over, we tuck through the toes and we just twist out of it. Our left hand is on the ground. Reach your right hand back to the ground and then just bring your legs back to downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky and open up through the hip. Exhale, bend through the leg. Optional flip dog if you did so before. And then coming back over, let's figure four the legs, downward facing dog. And then rotate into our stretch. Extend the left leg out, extend the right hand up, fall in triangle. Rotate the right hand to the ground, step the left leg outside the left hand. Right knee down, elbows down, and taking a twist. If you did so before, hand on your back, bend through your leg, and reach for the leg. Release the leg, hands down, straightening up through your left leg, and option to slide into your split straight away. Otherwise, just a half split is fine. Sitting up tall. And then pushing through your hands, sliding the leg back and behind, and pushing back into your cow pose. Left hand over, and right hand under. Definitely have a better side of this. Release the hands down to the ground. Now tucking through your toes, keep your right hand to the ground and unravel into your flip dog. Bring your left hand back to the ground and then walk your legs into your downward facing dog. Well done. Come down to your knees and swivel your legs to the side, bum to the ground, and make our way onto our back. Ugh. You can reach your hands nice and out far above your head. Hug your knees into your chest, rock side to side. Bring your right knee in and left hand to the outside edge, rotating over for a twist, looking over your right shoulder. Try and keep both shoulders pinned to the ground. And other side, bringing your left knee in, right hand to the outside edge for a twist. Looking over your left shoulder. Let's go into our happy baby. So bringing your peace fingers around your big toes, knees open nice and wide, getting in through the hips. Maybe rock side to side. Maybe open out wide if you can. And then releasing the legs to the sky, arms to the sky for waterfall pose, like a dead bug. And then release the legs down to the ground, shake them out, and relaxing into Shavasana for as long as you would like. There's no pressure to get up. This is a time for you to body scan, see how you're feeling, work your way from your head all the way down through to your toes, and just check in with your body and see how it's feeling today. See how different your legs feel after that nice stretch. Maybe they're feeling sore, maybe they're tight, maybe they're uneven, maybe you've got one flexible leg, one not flexible leg. And see just which areas you need to work on, but which areas really excelled today. And thank you for attending yoga this morning.